All right, so you're ready to pull the trigger and buy your first home. Or maybe you're someone who hasn't purchased a home in quite some time. My good friend Andy Ward with New American Funding and I are going to share our top do's and don'ts.
I think probably for me, the biggest do first is talk to a mortgage lender before you go out and shop for homes. Often I am able to pre-approve people for a much higher price point than what they really feel comfortable with on a monthly payment. So having that consultation with the loan officer will help them to determine exactly what they're comfortable with putting down as far as cash to close, and then also the monthly payment.
Do communicate what your wants and needs are. It's so important that I know what's important to you so I can exceed those expectations.
I need a lot of cooperation from a borrower in the beginning. Documents like W-2s, pay stubs, sometimes even tax returns.
Nothing's more discouraging than finding something out when we're already under contract and things fall apart.
Probably the biggest mistake that buyers make is having someone inquire on their credit while they've already been pre-approved. Once I run a credit report, that credit report lasts for 4 months. If you have a credit inquiry during that time frame and you haven't found a home within that 4 months, I'll have to do a new credit check, and those other inquiries that you had maybe could have lowered your credit score enough to where now you're not going to have the same mortgage program that you qualified before, and sometimes maybe even cause you not qualify at all.
Don't be afraid to be honest when things are bothering you. Nothing's more difficult for things to come up that I can't control, but I don't know if you've been upset by a house that's gone under contract before we saw it.
My second biggest don't is people that deposit large amounts of cash. You can't use cash as an acceptable source of a down payment. Once you have your funds settled, you want to leave that alone for the time that you're pre-approved. Garage sales, Craigslist, all the other cash transfer applications, you don't want to use those after you're pre-approved.
Is it true that you can have up to 3 different lenders check your credit with it only counting once?
Within a 2-week time frame, then it counts as one inquiry if it's a mortgage inquiry.
This was super helpful. Thanks for the time today, Andy.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.